my gosh. Y'all really came back. Y'all really watching. Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome to Light Up the Woods, my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Woods. Feel free to look around. You can check some of the other videos, like, comment, subscribe. If this is not your first time here, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I'm so glad to see you again. And if you ain't hit that subscribe button yet, I don't understand what's going on with you. Just hit the button, okay? So there's just a couple of things that I want to tell you before we start today. Number one, today's going to be a little bit lengthier of a video than you're used to from me. And so therefore, what I need you to do is grab yourself some popcorn, okay? And some M&M's, yeah, whatever snacks you need so that you can enjoy this story. Because it's going to be a 3-parter, but I'm giving it to you all at once, okay? And I think that's it. Y'all know what's up. Cue the intro.
Light up the woods, light up the woods. One syllable at a time. Light up the woods, light up the woods. One video at a time. Light up the woods, light up the woods. One syllable at a time. Light up the woods, light up the woods. One video at a time.
All right, beautiful people, welcome to Testimony Tuesday. Today we have Nicholas Burt Miller.
Oh no!
Today we have Nicholas Burt Miller, and he's going to be bringing us our testimony for today. But before we begin, Nick, can you tell us who you are?
I am me. Me is I.
And we is we.
And we is we. And that's French for you.
Hallelujah.
But she speaks French, not me. Oui. Merci. Beaucoup.
Who are you, Nicholas?
I am Nicholas Burt Miller. And what else you want to know?
What do you do?
What do I do? Wow, that's a loaded question right there. This will be a long interview.
Amen.
What do I do? I am a filmmaker. And I'm an artist.
Yes.
You know, I create, in different forms, whether that's through film, whether that's just through drawing. I haven't drawn in a long time, but fun fact. But yeah, I mostly say the medium I choose to create is through film. So I'm a filmmaker.
And he good, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, so we're just gonna start, and I'm just gonna be here asking questions and commentating.
Okay.
The floor is yours, sir.
So, I have to give a backstory. Woods came up to me and she was like, yo, doing this Testimony Tuesday business. And I was like, yeah, I do it. So basically, let me talk to you guys, all right? Think about a time when you were indecisive and you felt lost and you didn't know whether you were going to make it. Say you had a job interview, you know you're going to get it. Or maybe you did the interview and you failed and you didn't get it. Hey, it happens. Or you're trying to go to, like, say you're moving out to your apartment, coming to New York, and you're uncertain about what is ahead for you. And, so a lot of uncertainty, a lot of indecision, a lot of feeling lost and like, where's God? Mm-hmm. And I guess I can speak on that, with some personal stories that I will tell you now. In my life, I have always, done things. Sorry. Was that my fault?
Was me.
Oh, sorry. I've always done things kind of like going with the flow. So there wasn't necessarily a plan, but things were still planned out, if you know what I'm saying. It was kind of just like, all right, what's the general steps to do what I gotta do? Go to school, all right, get some good grades or good enough to pass and move on.
Graduate.
And graduate.
See, you get
So,
degrees, you were.
It was, for me, it was kind of like just going with the flow. I had that attitude in my life so far. Well, not so far, but
That's very you.
yeah, just going,
Yeah.
just going with the flow. Just going with the flow. And in doing that, you can see, there's not much planning going on when you're going with the flow, because it's kind of like, you're going with the flow. It's like, all right, what do I have to do now? It's kind of like just going where, I guess, what you have done leads, if that makes sense. Like, so it's
Working
like,
with what you got.
right.
Yeah.
Going with the flow. That's kind of like how my whole story transpired. But all right, so keeping that in mind. So I was in high school, getting ready to go to college. Wasn't taking school seriously. College, my mom, everyone already knew, like, all right, I'm not going to college.
For real?
We finna go do my own thing. Yeah, I wasn't.
Oh, snap.
I wasn't trying. Well, it was either I went away to college,
Yeah.
or I just would stay in New York and work on my own stuff.
Yeah.
But I ended up going to school here in New York City College of Technology in Brooklyn. Shout out to y'all and my people. But so before actually getting accepted to go there, I just kind of through the whole college process, you got to do these Common Apps. I don't know if they're still doing that.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, you have to do this and send it out to mad different schools. So at the time, I was wanting to be a major in engineering. Yes, and not electrical engineering, but just engineering.
I didn't know that.
What?
I knew you were like into robotics and stuff, but
Yes, math whiz.
oh wow.
Math and science just came natural to me, guys. So it was kind of just like, all right, yeah, even speaking on that too, math and science came natural to me.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, all right, so this is what I should do.
Do it, yeah.
Like this is what I should do. So yeah, having that in mind. So I applied to all these different schools, and only one school accepted me, which was New York City College of Technology. Only one school accepted me, and I was kind of like, at that moment, I was like, yo, what? I wanted to go away. And it's like, all right, so I'm going to just stay in New York and do my own thing. And then...
Wait, you stay in New York and do your own thing, like do something else, or like I'm just going to go to this college?
Well, initially, I was going to do something else.
Oh, wow.
But then it was kind of like, all right, go to college, go there for a year, and then transfer out. Go somewhere else. That was my thought process going into college.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a year and then transfer out.
Yeah.
So I only got accepted to that one school. All the other schools, I didn't hear nothing back from them. And I could have been more like proactive about,
getting the response.
Yeah, and going to like these seminars and stuff to go to college. But I didn't care. It was straight up. I was just like, yo, look, this isn't. No, it's not it. So yeah, ended up going to City Tech. And then at the school, I was miserable for some time, and it showed. I was like, yo, I'm about to leave. I was ready to leave. I was ready to drop out. I was ready to drop out of college.
Wow.
I was ready to drop out. And my mom knows it. Shout out to my mom.
Shout out to his mother. Okay? Auntie Veronica.
I was ready to drop, and she seen it. I told her. And then it's kind of like that conversation and just stayed the course,
But what was making you want to drop out?
Oh, like I wasn't, I guess the environment that I was in and with the people around me, I couldn't see myself like doing this work. Like there was no, like I just didn't see that there was no happiness in the room. Like everyone was just dull and like the energy wasn't there. Like I wasn't feeling.
Makes sense.
It wasn't a vibe. Yeah.
It wasn't a vibe.
Yeah. And I guess before coming to this point, I should say like in high school, I was more of like I was really into like theater and like acting. So like there was like creative sides, but there was also like a, what?
I have learned so much about you in the last 10 minutes.
What? I told you this.
I didn't know you did theater though.
I was in a theater company.
I didn't know that.
Guys,
That's
I was in
crazy.
a theater company in like sophomore year or like junior year, one of them. But it was like an internship type thing, where I was just learning about theater and acting. But yeah. So that was that. So I did some stuff like that. So there was definitely like a technical side to me, and there was like a very like artsy creative side to me as well. So it was just like boom. And okay, all right. This part right here where they come together, I'm getting to it. But so in City Tech, yeah, engineering, I just wasn't being fulfilled. So I kind of took like a 2-week hiatus. I think it was around like 2014, the fall of 2014 going into 2015, like that winter break. It is a winter break here. Shout out to CUNY because their winter break is like a month and change, which is pretty good. Anyway, but yeah, so there was a break there. I think right before the semester was ending, I kind of like zoned out. You know, I did one of those things where I was like, all right, flip the table. I'm like, let me just be still.
Yeah.
So I was being still because I was really, there was so much thoughts going through my head. Like, yo, I'm finna drop. What I'm gonna do. This isn't what I want to do. I'm not feeling.
I recognize that feeling.
I'm not like the passion wasn't there, and that reflected in my grades. That reflected in just how I was acting. Like,
yeah.
And you're trying to make sense of all this, and it's like, yo.
Now, was there a certain amount of pressure for you that because you started, you had to finish, or like was leaving always an option?
Yeah. Well, I think, especially from my family background,
yeah,
especially in that culture, like they want you to get a degree,
right? So
that was like always in my head. But to me, like I'm one of those persons where I was like, I just don't care.
Oh, I know.
like I just like I'm gonna leave. You know, I'm not.
What I want.
It's like, yeah, I was just gonna leave and we could talk about it. They can have a conversation, like, but like,
I'm leaving.
Yeah. That's like we can have a conversation, but
that's funny.
I got to go. But I always had that in my head. Like I do appreciate like education. You know, like I'm a learner. I love to learn. You know, different things. Like I feel like for the average college student, to decipher whether college is for you, that's really on you because it's not for everybody. Yeah. You know, there's different ways of learning as long as you just apply yourself. Yeah, so I was about to leave, and I had to take some time to really think everything through. Just kind of wrap my head around my decisions and what I want out of life. And I needed something that was stimulating in a creative way. Like engineering, it was cool, but it wasn't like, and I get how it could be like someone's like form of art, you know, like they're creating machines and stuff like, but that for me, that wasn't it. Yeah. I didn't feel the passion there. And so I ended up going to like the course catalog in the school. I was like, all right, I'm in the school, so let me try and like find something that will kind of work with what I want, what I need, you know, to get my gears going. I go to the course catalog, I'm in the library, and I find this thing called entertainment technology. And it's like,
oh, that's a thing.
That
I like it.
Didn't know it was a thing until I saw that sounds. Entertainment technology. And it was, and you know, and this kind of goes back to like the whole creative side. Yeah. Like, and then how the technology side coming together. It was that entertainment technology.
Oh, so, you was right.
Yeah.
Entertainment and the tech.
Yeah. So when I saw it, I was like, wow, this is crazy. And I don't think any other school had that, like offered that. So it's interesting that it goes back to like how the one school that I got into was this school.
Let the people know.
That had entertainment technology, you know, and so that right there is kind of just how things worked out, you know, and kind of like you feel like you're in this place of, yo, what am I doing? Yeah. And then all along it was part of the plan, you know. Yeah. Feeling that lost or like unsure was part of the plan. Yeah. You know. Yeah. And I think God knows us better than we know ourselves. So he knows how we're gonna react and act in situations. So it's like he has it prepped out, and you just really all you have to do is just move and do. You gotta move. Like even if you're unsure about something, like you just gotta move. He
orders your steps, but you have to be moving. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, you gotta move.
You gotta take the steps.
Right. Right.
That's facts. That's facts.
Yeah. So when I found that major, I was like, all right, let me sign up. And I signed up, and then you know how I never knew this. You have to go to like the guidance counselor, and they kind of, I guess, interrogate you on why you want to switch
majors.
I'm like, why are you asking me?
I know all too well. I switched like 3 times.
I never knew that.
So I was like, you again? Yes. I like this one.
Yo, I never knew that. So I went in there. I'm thinking this is a whole counseling session. Like, what are they about to do? I'm about to sit on the chair with the pillow, and then they.
My daddy never loved me.
I know, right? I went in there. This guy was like, "So, what made you want to switch your major?" And I can't tell you. I was just so sure of myself in that moment.
Yeah.
It was kind of like it was confirmation, and it was like at that moment, it was like there's no going back.
Yeah.
You made
That's
this.
beautiful.
You made this decision.
Yeah.
And someone is challenging you on why you did this,
And
now you have to affirm.
Yeah.
Like you have to affirm it. Like, all right. So in that moment, it was kind of like a level of like, I'm doing this. There's no going back.
Yeah.
And I had confidence in it now. It was like, all right. And so I guess that shift in my mind allowed me to kind of think differently and kind of make the most out of this situation.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, I'm gonna learn everything I can learn about this. Cause like my whole mood shifted.
Yeah.
It's like I wasn't just trying to get the grade to pass by.
Right. Earlier you said when you was in the other major, you felt like leaving because you didn't have any passion.
Yeah.
Now, how important, looking back, do you think passion really is when it comes to being in school?
Oh, it's everything. It's everything because without the passion, you're not trying to get the most out of
Yeah.
it. It's like, and then the passion allows you to kind of have that, I guess, stability and that discipline.
Yeah.
You know, to like keep going even because it's gonna be tough.
Oh, yeah.
College is not easy.
I feel like when you're doing anything without that's a word, okay? I feel like when you're doing anything without passion, it's so much easier to give up. But when like you have that reason and that confirmation you're talking about in your gut, like even when things are bad, you're like, I know this is what I want, I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing, or whatever the case may be, and it just pushes you more.
Yeah, totally.
And it's more enjoyable. So like,
yes, it's more. Yeah, it's like easier now in a sense because the way your mind shifted about, you know, what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, this is enjoyable, and it doesn't feel like you're doing. It's effortless.
Yeah.
Because you're doing what you are supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like you're not going against the water. Like you're just flowing now. So, yeah, passion is everything. There's this one thing that I said is like, don't confuse like uncomfortability with happiness, because you can be uncomfortable. But you could be uncomfortable in what you're learning and doing, but that doesn't mean you're not happy, you know?
Ooh, that's a word.
It doesn't mean you're not happy. Because you
just because you... say it again.
I mean, just because you're uncomfortable... just because you're uncomfortable in what you're doing doesn't mean you're not happy, you know? Because this is what... It's like the progress and the process of becoming good at what you're doing, you know. And that's something I had to learn, you know, throughout this whole process of just life.
I think it's amazing that God was like, I know you. I'm not even going to give you no options. You going here.
Yo, it's crazy. You know,
this is where you're going.
The whole story, and this is just a part of it. The whole story is just insane on how things just panned out for me. After I switched my major, right, and I went to they had a whole nother building for this major, and the people there, everything, the levels went up. The days were brighter.
Yeah.
It's like you find your niche, you find your crowd, and then you start moving. And the people around me, they would say like, yo, Nick, something changed. Or something, you know, like something changed.
Because you were working in your purpose.
Yeah, I was working in my purpose. And you know that same year, it was kind of like God slapped me in the face. And he was like, so, all right. So spring, I'll give you a timeline. Spring 2015 is the first semester in the new major, right? So then fall 2015, apparently they were working on a documentary
Mm-hmm.
in 2015 in the spring and the summertime. And then the class that I went into in the fall of 2015,
Yeah.
I started working on the documentary with them as well.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like I was like from the jump from the beginning.
Yeah.
But it just so happened that in that class, that documentary was finished during that semester period, and they submitted it to a film festival.
Okay.
That class got to go to LA to be in a film like SMPTE. I don't know if you guys heard of SMPTE.
From a class project?
From a class project. Yeah. And it was like I only did the sound. So this is me learning stuff now.
Yeah.
I'm here with the sound. This is not your whole sound.
You
now.
were booming?
I was booming. I was booming. I was booming doing the sound. And it was only for like 2 months really into the semester, or like a month and a half into the semester. And if you submitted it and it got accepted into the film festival, so SMPTE, this organization, and the school itself raised money so we could go to LA. So it was like a handful of us that went to LA.
You got to go?
And I got to go.
And you joined in.
And I joined in
the last 2 months.
I joined in.
Blessings on blessings. You understand?
You know, and it's kind of like I went to LA and then started meeting all these different people. Met some dude from Netflix. I told you about this.
You did.
Met some dude from Netflix, and yeah, so it was kind of like we won an award, best show in house.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like just seeing all these things unfolding. It was God just like, yo, look what I can do. Like you don't have I didn't have to make some award-winning film on my own. I didn't have to like do all these things to be in the same space with these people, you know? And it's just kind of
like the rookie.
It was just kind of, I was up there speaking to these people about sound.
Yo!
Like we had to stand up there.
You've been here for 2 months.
We had to stand up there, right? When we won the award, best in show. And they were asking us questions, and I was just talking about the sound. I was like, yeah.
And you know what I like about you?
Yeah.
If you're up there, you just go act like you know what you're talking about. Like,
guys,
I got hello.
You have to look like you know what you're saying.
Yo, Nick is the person who taught me how to fake it till you make it.
Come
I
on.
have booked so many things just off of playing.
Come on.
Okay?
Come on.
I always got Nick in the back of my head, like, just act like you know what you're talking about.
Act like you know what you're talking about.
It
Shout out
works.
to my boy Danny for telling me that.
It
Act like
works.
you know what you're talking about. But yeah, so I was up there talking about sound, meeting these people. And it was kind of like God was just showing me, like, yo, look, I can put you in these places.
Yeah.
You know, like, I can do this. But you just have to allow me to do it. You know, like, when I made that shift the year before, 2014, that wasn't an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
It was a lot, you know, and I make it sound like it's just a short period, but a lot happened in that short period. Like, I had to be still.
Yeah.
You know, and I had to really, like, make that leap of faith. Like, yo, this is what I want to do. So I have to trust God. And, like, you know, and it's like, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. And it's going to come from time to time. And you got to take these opportunities.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just to do it. And then look what transpired a year later. It was just kind of like, yo, I got you, but you have to like let me be, you know.
Pastor Richie had a good line last Sunday about being still.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember it. Go to Bronx Bethany Church YouTube page and watch Be Still. Okay. Link down below.
Be
That's
still.
a good one.
Yeah, but yeah, so that was that. And it kind of, so that right there, and then I was able to come back and then learn more about, you know, but just that little piece right there kind of, I think just shows you how even when like you're uncertain and like you're in this period of, yo, what do I do? Or like, you feel like you're doing the bare minimum, like you're going with the flow and you don't feel like you can yourself be able to, I guess, be productive or have a place. Yeah. You know, like,
It's amazing how all the little things that you think are little add up to this like greater revelation or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, definitely. It's like a snowball.
You know what I love about your testimony? You had, because a lot of people sometimes feel like they just have to go.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, and I used to be like this, always feel like we got to stop and reassess.
Mm-hmm.
All the time, to the point where we're barely making any progress. But what I like about your testimony is you had that mindset of you gotta move, but then you also took a moment where you paused.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So finding the fact that you had the balance of those two.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you do have to pause and reassess, right? But then sometimes you really, like, you have to move.
You gotta move. Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. I think it's just being like self-aware of your surroundings and what's happening in your life, you know, being intentional.
Yeah.
But there's always been a need to kind of fulfill that creative side and that technical side, you know, so it's kind of like knowing that it kind of guided me in the sense of where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And like I said, God knows your heart. He knows you better than you know yourself. So he's not going to put you in a situation that isn't for you, you know? Like, he wants the best for you. And that's for you to trust him and let him do his thing. So, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, Nicholas. Thank you for... That was it, right?
So what?
That was it, right?
What?
I don't want to be cutting you off.
Can you believe she's about to cut me off?
Oh my God.
I had like 3 more things I wanted to say.
Anywho, thank you very much, Nicholas, for joining us. If the people want to follow you, and you're going to want to, because he's got stuff that he be working on, and you want to follow. If you want to follow you, do you want to share your handles, or no?
No.
Can you share your handles?
Nix, NICKS, @ _world, WORLD, D, 2 Ds, not 1 D, 2 Ds. And that's it. @Nix _ world.
Oh, that's on Instagram?
Is that my handle? Nix World. Yeah, that is my,
I'll put it in the...
Nix World, yeah. On Instagram.
I don't know.
Instagram, Twitter. I don't need my Twitter.
So, @Nix World?
@Nix World. @Nix World, yes. But yeah, I hope this was like, you know, nourishing for someone. Just telling a story. There's a lot of power in our stories. And I encourage you guys to come out to Testimony Tuesday and tell yours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come through. All right. You feel good? I really love that testimony. Thank you guys for watching. What I'm going to ask you guys to do right now is I want you to comment down below 2 things. Number one thing that you got from this testimony, because it is jam-packed with gems. And number 2, I want you to look back in your life and identify a subtle way that God has worked in your life, because that is my favorite part about this testimony. The fact that it illuminates a subtle way that God works in our lives that we can often overlook, right? But sometimes our testimony can be as simple and as beautiful as, he ordered my steps. He ordered my steps. I was going to go this way, but for some reason, there was a block. And I went this way. And now I'm exactly where I need to be, right? Or I met this person I needed to meet. Or I got this opportunity that changed my life just because God ordered my steps in these ways. And we don't always see it when it's happening, but hindsight is 20/20. We can always look back. And in the spirit of Thanksgiving, I want you guys to look back and think of some subtle ways that God may have worked in your life and just give him thanks. God, thank you for sending me to the school that you did. God, thank you for introducing me to the people that you did. God, thank you for not letting me have this particular thing. Because of that lack, I now have this, right? I want to wish you guys all a happy Thanksgiving. And until I see you again, you have a duty to shine your light in this world. So go on and light up the world. Bye.